Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video like this, but here we have a folder. This folder is special for two reasons. It's a folder that I used to use in 2025 and the start of 2026, and I keep my drawings in it. So these aren't drawings from like 2020, 2022 or anything. I can't even find those and I'm still trying to find them. So maybe if I find them, I'll do a video like this. These are 2025 mainly. So I'm going to be reviewing and showing you guys every single piece of art. There's like a few of them that aren't even FNAF, but I'm still going to tell you guys. So I'm going to go in order, but I'm going to go to oldest to newest. So let's begin. So there are two things that I got. I have cutout drawings and I have just drawings I did on a piece of paper. I'm going to do the cutout drawings after, but I'm going to start off with the normal drawings. Let's begin. Let's begin. Alright, so remember these. I actually used to draw cars. So I'll rate it up down below if you guys like it. I don't remember the car names at all. So yeah, I have another car one. I'm pretty sure this is a Porsche 911. Yeah, I'm really good at drawing these cars. I guess. Then I have this thing. So I'm pretty sure this is just supposed to be a Nissan or something. Parked on a parking space in Japan. Then I also started to do war stuff. Because I used to like weapons, and I have this. Yeah, for some reason not FNAF currently, but I have here. Look, look. It's called the Tupolev 295 Bear. It's a very long plane. It's a Russian plane, by the way. I didn't make it up. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like this drawing. Let's go up to the next. Alright, so I took a little break from war stuff and did this nice cabin. So I think that this is pretty nice. I'm trying to show it fully. I think it's pretty nice. No, there's a fireplace, there's a cabin, there's trees, there's the moon. Yeah, let's go on to the next one. Alright, this one is one of my best drawings ever. This is actually a bear star. If you guys haven't played that game in Roblox, go check it out. I used to do videos on it. And I drew this. So if you join in the game, you guys will immediately get this reference. It's supposed to be the lobby. I drew the road closed, cars. Yeah, and since I knew how to draw cars, I think I did the cars pretty well. There's a guy dead on the floor. Windows are broken. Yeah, there's a lot of details. I think it's pretty nice. Alright, now we're gonna get into the FNAF stuff. I drew Withered Foxy, and this is an inspiration from an image. If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen. You guys can tell me if it's accurate or not. Yeah, so Withered Foxy, I think it looks pretty good. Let's move on to the next one. Right, so this isn't a FNAF one, but it's a Club Penguin one. This is like when they collaborated with Star Wars. I think it looks pretty nice. As I was saying, I think it looks pretty nice. I mean, it's very accurate to the actual picture. Put it up on the screen so I find it. I went ahead and drew the Let's Eat from Chica's bib, and looks pretty accurate. The letters look pretty accurate. Yeah, pretty simple, but I like it. I redrew the Pinky. You guys remember this? Alright, we got the FNAF 1 office. Now, this is pretty good, except for the posters. They look fat. Yeah, I think it looks pretty accurate. Let's go on to the next one. Here's the next thing. Now, I actually filled this miserably to the point where I put it behind the folder. Yeah, screw that. Alright, this is the drawing. I don't like it. I think the only one that looks accurate is Mangle and Toy Bonnie. Toy Freddy looks weird and Toy Chica looks also weird. Here is me drawing my fun day with the toy plushies. Toy Bonnie isn't that accurate. It looks pretty ugly. It's unfinished. There's no Mangle or Toy Foxy. I don't really like it. Portugal is the most accurate. Alright, so this is the ending for FNAF 6, and I drew Molten Freddy getting burnt. So I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen if I can find it. Yeah, pretty nice. I like it. Alright, so this is by far one of my favorite drawings. Mango is by far my favorite animatronic. Well, one of my favorites, like top 5. Look at how cool she looks. I think the drawing is very accurate to Mango. I don't know if I based this off a picture. I don't think I did. And this is her upside down, if you guys can see that. Yeah, let's move on. I actually started to then draw the FNAF animatronics. So here's Freddy. I don't think it looks that good. I mean, the eyebrows could do a lot of work. The head shape could also do a lot of work. And yeah, this is by far the least favorite animatronic that I drew from FNAF 1 series. So yeah, let's see the others. Then I drew Bonnie. Bonnie, I think it's one of my favorite that I drew. The teeth looks a little bit weird, the mouth also looks a little bit weird. The eyes could do a little bit of work, and the ears look way too small. But other than that, I think it looks fine. Taking a break from these hyper-realistic drawings, I've had here the new Pinky profile picture. You know, I used to have this like a mouse, and then I replaced it. So yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. It's like him in the office holding the camera, and I was supposed to draw Freddy over there, but I just drew the eyes. Alright, here's another drawing of Mango with Pinky. So I was obsessed with this little guy doing, like constantly putting him on my drawings. This is Mango. He's like really scary. This is just Mango's head. I drew this pretty quickly. I don't really like it. I drew the FNAF 1 animatronics, but I didn't draw Bonnie because I gave up on it. Someone else drew this, and I just decided to copy them. So maybe not that good of an idea. Alright, so this is another drawing that I kind of copied, so I'll put him in the link in the description. Try to find out his socials. Yeah, Foxy looks a little bit weird. Freddy looks normal. Bonnie looks normal. Chica looks a little bit weird. The cupcake looks normal. It's supposed to represent that they're gonna eat the cupcake. Yeah. I do not know what is this or this, so let's ignore this. Alright, this is pretty interesting. This is like one of my top arts. So this was supposed to be like the toy animatronics on the bottom. You can see Mango over there, and the withered animatronics on the top. But I gave up on it. Withered Freddy looks a little bit weird. Withered Chica looks really weird. And yeah, I kind of just gave up on it. Alright, so I finally found the other FNAF animatronics. Here's Chica. She looks out of the best, out of the bunch. I did. But yeah, pretty sure I did Foxy, but I don't remember. Alright, so this is Bonnie holding the Bonnie plush, you know. I think it looks pretty good. I tried to draw the FNAF 2 poster when the movie got first released. I went to draw that one screenshot, that one fan art. I think you guys know Freddy on the bottom, Bonnie over here, Foxy over here, and Chica over here. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Either way, I'll put the image on the screen. Alright, for some reason this is at the back, but this is like one of my most recent drawings. I remember that back in 2021, when I got the Jack Bonnie plush, I did a drawing of Jack Bonnie, but I can remember that it was pretty accurate. Or it just, maybe it's just like really bad, and I thought it was really good back then, and now I still think it's really good. But I really did. So yeah, it was the exact screenshot. Him, the Jack Bonnie jump screen. This looks nice. It's like the plushies and Mario Muffin Adventures. That's fresh. Bonnie's saying that's fresh. Freddy's looking at the pizza. That's Chica holding. Fox is also looking at the pizza. And Bonnie's saying that's fresh because of the pizza. Freddy in space! Freddy in space! I tried to draw animals, but look at that mask. I drew the JP Joey Spooey profile picture. You guys like it? Yeah, so I did draw Foxy. Look. I don't think it looks that good, to be honest, but no, it's better than nothing. I decided to draw all of the FNAF 6 animatronics, but I only ended up doing Scrap Baby and Scrap, and a little bit of Scrap Chop, look at that arm, and Multi-Freddy. So So I think it looks pretty nice. I should finish it though. I tried to do that one, the FNAF's location. I'll put a link in the description of the image. I hate doing Funtime Freddy. I don't like the way I do Funtime Freddy. I also don't like. Alright, so here is all the FNAF world, except for Foxy and Chica looks really weird. This is supposed to be one of my thumbnails for my future video. But, yeah. I think you guys can get the idea of what this is. But I'm going to scrap this thumbnail and I'm going to make another one. Here are some of the drawings of my old FNAF game. We have Foxy. We have another Foxy. Now I got a lot better in doing this, like, I hit save, but freestyle. Chica, that looks like Toy Chica. But anyways, this is also one of my top drawings. Look at that. Lefty looks amazing. I used to think he didn't, but now I do think he does. Walter Freddy doesn't look that good. I think his like little wire thing is just throwing me off. Scrap Baby looks really good, and all I need to do is Scrap Baby. Scrap Trap. Alright, this is also one of my old favorite. It's Freddy eating a pizza. I redrew this. Everybody knows this one. It's peak. Freddy posing at the camera. Bonnie's worried that Fox is gonna try to kill Freddy, and she goes want to stop. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, here we have another Freddy drawing. So the back there's another Freddy. Another Freddy. I'm obsessed with drawing Freddy. I don't know why. Freddy like he's like chewing a pizza. Try to draw Freddy. And there's spray. Confused Freddy. Confused Freddy 2.0. And Confused Freddy 3.0. And yeah, that is it. 20 minutes of that. Now let's hop on to the cutouts. So I really don't have that much cutouts, and this is not in any particular order. So I drew another Club Penguin Star Wars thing. I got the spaceship. I'll put a picture up on the screen if I can find one. Bonnet and Bon. I think this is one of my top arts. And this is like one of the only arts that I actually colored. So that's, I guess, cool. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Bonnie head. I can pretend to be Bonnie. Here is Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, FNAF 2. I also really like this. It's like really cool. I did it try the FNAF 2 movie was getting released. Sad Foxy, look at that. Also, I really like Fleft. He's one of my favorite animatronics too. So like, I'm sorry, I keep on drawing. Ooh, Chuck E. Cheese. Funny story. This was actually like the start of 2025, and then I just colored it and traced it with a Sharpie again. So yeah, old but also not old. This was back when I used to like Hot Future. I mean, I still do. I mean, I don't really, but no, I'm not obsessed with it anymore. Anyways, we got Mr. Hippo. The eyes look really off, but other than that, I think it looks pretty cool. And then we have Cupcake. Yeah, it's sad. Cupcake. So, well, yeah, that's like 70% of FNAF fan art that I did in my whole life. I didn't do that much fan art when I was slightly younger. But yeah, this is gonna be the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, see ya.